Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that I'm so excited to be filming because we are gonna try out the Passion in Paris palette. This is one of the new travel palettes by BH Cosmetics. If you aren't new to my channel, you know that I have a newfound love for BH Cosmetics. Me and BH Cosmetics, we've had a love affair for about a year now. I am so smitten with the brand and we're just gonna try out the new palette. I also bought the Party in Puerto Rico. That's gonna be a video for next week, so just know that I did buy that palette as well and it's coming next week. But we are gonna do a first and a second impression with this beauty. I'm gonna do two looks, I'm gonna show you some swatches, I'm gonna share my initial thoughts, I'm gonna let you know if this is the same great quality as BH Cosmetics has been this past year. You know, just letting you know the tea about this palette. And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I am a lover of fashion and makeup, especially colorful things. So we are definitely diving into some color today. And if you want to see some more color on your timeline, please do subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. I'm just super excited. I'm so excited. I did buy this from Beauty Bay, but I know it's available both at Ulta and at BH Cosmetics US. I will link a couple of places down below where you'll be able to find it if you are interested. I did buy these myself. I am not on the BH Cosmetics PR. I always link everything in the description box. So if you are ever wondering where you'll be able to get things and how much they are, check the description box because I will say I am the queen of description boxes. I love having so much info in my description box. I'm gonna have, of course, links to this. There's also gonna be links to all of the other things that are on my face right now in case you're interested in my highlighter or my lip color or anything like that. It's always in the description box together with my socials, my vlog channel, and my merch, in case that's something that you're interested in. But let's dive into this palette. Like I said, the Party in Puerto Rico, I'm gonna have that up next week because I am interested in that as well. But they did release this one and the Party in Puerto Rico. Let me quickly show you that one, just so you can see what it looks like. These are the two travel palettes, oh, it has the plastic in, that they released at the same time. Very pretty palettes. They do have a bunch of different destinations. I don't own all of these travel palettes. I own a couple of them, but I really have been loving the new formula from BH Cosmetics, so I did want to pick up these two and see if they are sticking with the theme with a really good eyeshadow quality. They also released a bronzer palette with this, but I don't really use face palettes, so I actually did not pick that one up. I tried to not pick up things that I don't think I will reach for after me reviewing them, if that makes sense. But let's jump into this palette. This is a beautiful 16-pound palette and it consists of light to dark, shimmer to matte. There are some really sparkly looking shimmers here, but they are not pressed glitters. They look really pretty. And if you've been here before, I love a palette that goes from really light to really dark with a matte shimmer ratio, and I prefer when there's a couple of more mattes than shimmers, and this palette is exactly that. This is like a neutral burgundy palette with purple. I would say that this is a half purple, half burgundy neutral palette. It is very pretty. It's not a lot of neutral shades, if I'm gonna be honest. This one seems like a black, and then you have two more peachy beiges here, and then you have this Louvre that is a white shimmer. Some people are asking me how similar this is to the Blueberry Muffin, and I will say, the first time I opened this, let me put them just side by side like this because I honestly don't even think I need to do, or maybe you want to see a close-up, but do they look similar here? I will say, the first time I opened this up, I was like, these are not similar at all. That was the first thing I was thinking, because the Blueberry Muffin is a cool tone neutral palette, a half cool tone neutral palette, a half blue palette. This is, like I said, a half reddish burgundy neutral palette and a half purple palette. These are very blue leaning from the Blueberry Muffin, and these are very purple leaning. So if you prefer purples over blues, I think if this is the same quality, of course, you're gonna prefer the Paris one. Let me actually show you just how they look a bit close up so you can make up your own mind. I mean, obviously these aren't like night and day. You can see that there are some similarities, but in the Blueberry Muffin palette you have two browns that are, one is like a true brown and one is more like a plummy brown, and you don't have any browns in the Passion in Paris. They're all like reddish burgundy and then a matte black. And I hope you can see that in the Passion in Paris all of the colored shadows are either red or more purple leaning, while in the Blueberry Muffin they are all more blue leaning or either like turquoise leaning. The Montmartre here might be a dark navy blue. I'm not 100% sure, and the Versailles might be a dark navy blue metallic. I haven't swatched this while I'm seeing this, but similar, yes, but not dupes. This is more reddish purple. This is more cool tone browns and lots of blues in there. Maybe you don't need both, but I'm a lover of color, so I felt like I needed both. Since I just went on and on about how this palette is a burgundy purple palette, I know, are you tired of me? Please don't be. I am gonna do a burgundy and purple look. I'm gonna start with this Notre Dame, which is like a beigey? Is that even correct? It's like a beigey mauve. I'm just gonna start with that. I'm gonna put that up here just to have something to blend the burgundy into. I just want to see if this is the good BH Cosmetics quality. Okay, my French, I've said it before. I've read French for 5 years, but my French is not good. It is not trash. It's not as bad as my so-called Spanish, but I think my exact words were that it is a polished turd, and that is where we are. But I'm gonna do the Pompadour. Pompadour. This is where you recognize that my French skills are subpar. And the Grand Palais. We're gonna use this one and this one. We're gonna use those in the crease, and we're gonna see how dramatic we can make it with just those two shades. Oh, this is such a nice raspberry burgundy. Oh, I'm gonna love this palette. I already know. I already know. I already know. Look at this. Oh, we are gonna have so much fun today. This is gonna be so dramatic, and I'm already so excited. I'm actually gonna do the Grand Palais on the side here as well. I'm gonna see if I can not do my videos 2 million hours long. You know, I think you have other things to do in your day as well, not just looking at me oohing and ahhing over BH Cosmetics eyeshadows. That is a fantastic dark plummy burgundy. Look at that. That's the kind of shade, you know, when people go on, and with people I mean me, go on and on about the dark red mattes in melt palettes. That's that quality. I'm just going in like back and forth between the different shades, and I'm having all the brushes here in my hand. I'm just blending back and forth between them, but that Grand Palais, that is the kind of shade that can make me buy a palette. I did use the exact same colors, the two red mattes, under my eyes as well, and you can see that they are a little bit cool toned leaning. Not that they are like pink, but they're definitely more on the burgundy berry side, especially when I use this one to blend out the edges, than they are like reds. But I'm telling you, this is so similar in like color and like tone to the Beetlejuice, is it the Waiting Room, the red and gray palette that they had for holiday 2020. These two red mattes, very similar, both in quality and in color. So first of all, it's discontinued. Second of all, what is this, like a third of the price? I mean, look at this. You can see I used under the eyes as well. And I used this is the Vivid LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner in Vivid. I used that in my waterline. I'm gonna use this one, Arc de Triomphe, which is I was gonna say what it is in English, but I have no idea. It's Triumfbågen in Swedish. It's actually quite impressive. I've been to Paris and I watched it. I like Paris a lot. Not my most favorite city I've ever been to, but I like Paris a lot. I'm trying to find a good brush. I am gonna spray this because I am trying to avoid as much fallout as possible. This is like a purple with a gold duochrome. That's what's giving it this like intense sheen and a bit of a different dimension to it. It's stunning though. Look at that. Stunning. I'm just using a little bit more of the Grand Palais, which is that dark burgundy, and I'm just stamping a bit here. The birds are crazy today. just to blend this edge here and make this a little bit more, you can tell I'm just stamping, just make it a little bit more diffused. But that is so pretty. I'm just blown away by how pretty this is. I think I'm gonna use the Louvre, which is this like bright white metallic. I think I'm gonna use that on a small pencil brush. I am spraying it and I'm just gonna pop that as a little inner corner. Ooh, that is pretty. Now that I put the purple on, you can really see how it pulls out the plummy purple. Now it's more looking a little bit like a plum reddish berry. And if I had put this one, the Moulin Rouge, if I had put this one on, it probably would have pulled it a little bit more red. I mean, that's the beauty of colors that are a bit diluted, or colors that are not like a straight up red, that when they have a little bit of this purple berry in them, if you mix them with the purple, it's gonna pull more purple, and if you mix it with a red, it's gonna pull more red. But that's the great part of this though, because it means that all of these colors are probably gonna go really good with each other, and that's what you want. You want the palette that can go in totally different directions, but you also still want all the colors to like work with each other, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves with palettes, when it's like these two shadows has to go together and these two shadows has to go together. If you try to mix these two groups, it's going to be a muddy mess because they're not the same tone or the same like undertone. I hate that. So I really like when palettes are like thought through in a way that they actually like work with each other, even if you don't want to, because now I used these shadows together, but even if I wanted to go in with this one, since it is like a dark, you can see here it has a bit of a purple undertone, I could probably deepen this look up with that one. Let's actually try. I could probably deepen this look up with that shadow because all of these shades have the same undertone. Like, look at that. That's not looking weird at all or muddy or anything like that. It's just looking really, really pretty. You see, it just deepened it up a bit, but it still goes with the look. Love it. I mean, I love this look. I love blue eyeshadow the most. That's like one of the reasons why the Blueberry Muffin has been like my favorite. Well, not like, it is my favorite palette. But the quality of this is incredible, and I love how purple we were able to like manipulate these red shadows, because when you hold this up, like you can still see that it's like this tone here, but it was just able to manipulate it together with the Notre Dame right here and the Montmartre that we used up here to make it this purple berry wonderful look. It is so berry, it's so pretty. I love berry eyeshadow as well. A berry crease, so pretty. I love this look. I love this look so much, and I want to do something even more purple with the next one. And I kind of want to use like the Pantheon is so pretty. It really is. But the Versailles one, that's stunning. This like dark blue super shimmer. Do I want to do the Sacré-Cœur or the Seine? Oh my, I have to think about this, but you're gonna see it right now. So I've been thinking what I want to do for my next look. And what I want to do is I want to do this a bit more cool toned. So I'm gonna try Seine, and I'm gonna use Montmartre, and I'm gonna deepen up the crease, and then I'm gonna do what I call an easy halo eye, and that is basically you do a halo eye with the shimmers and not the mattes. It makes it a little bit easier. So we're gonna use Versailles, and then we're gonna use Louvre, and we're gonna put that in the middle, but just the shimmers. It makes it a little bit easier to blend. It's not much as a precision work when it's like only mattes in the crease. I'm just gonna do a normal matte crease, and I'm starting out with the Seine, which is a little bit darker, but I'm using a bit of more of a fluffy brush, which is gonna make it look a bit shoppy in the beginning, but we'll get there. Trust the process. And just start out with this one and see if we can make this even more cool tone when we're skipping the warm ones. What is that? Is that a fuzzy? Or is that a cat hair? No one knows. No one knows. It could have been either. You can see as soon as I get a little on, I just push it into the crease, and then I wiggle in circular motions just to get this edge to be a little bit more diffused. And I take a little bit more and I push it in the crease, and then small circular motions just soften up the edge here. When you're working with like more blue shades or more like cool tone purples, blues, cool tone greens, teals, it can be really hard to get a super smooth edge. So at some point you're gonna have to just call it quits and say like it's good enough, because if you overblend, it's gonna turn a bit gray or muddy, because most of us, we're not green, we're not purple, we're not blue. So when you blend, I mean, if you're a Smurf, maybe, but when you blend, you're just gonna get it to be a bit gray the more sheer it becomes, because it's not naturally gonna blend into your skin tone. So at some point you're just gonna have to be like, this is good enough, this is good enough. So don't feel like you can just go with super swooping big motions and a super big like brush when you're using shadows that don't naturally blend into your skin tone. I would say the more different the eyeshadow color is from your skin tone, the more precise and detailed you have to be, not only with the brush you pick. I did pick a bigger brush today, but still, this isn't that big. That's what she said. But also with your application method. You can't go like this and expect it to be non-streaky, non-patchy and super blended. You have to be a little bit more precise, and sometimes you really have to push it into your eye primer. But I feel like this is a pretty decent result, right? Okay, so I used some of that sand under my eyes as well. I'm gonna use the Mont Mat again, this dark one. I love that you have 3 super dark shades here. It's so lovely, and I love dark eyeshadows, and when brands, this is definitely a cat hair, and when brands include a lot of dark shadows, it just makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy, because it gives me so many options of things that I want to do. I cannot wait to play more with this palette and then report back to you what I think of it. Oh, this works so well together with the sand shade. It really makes this into this beautiful blue thing. So I'm just gonna deepen up the entire crease with this. Not gonna try and do any kind of halo effect. I'm just gonna deepen up the entire crease, blend it into this like periwinkle moment that we have here. Oh, that's so pretty. And that I think might be even darker than the blue that they were offering in the blueberry muffin. I still have it here, right? Is that darker than this one? I feel like this is a tad darker than that. It's like the Passion in Paris is like a more purple, more red, more mysterious, like older goth sister to the blueberry muffin. That is so pretty. I'm also gonna use a little bit under my eyes. Again, not trying to do any kind of detailed halo eye work, just deepening up. Oh, I love this. I honestly just cannot help myself. I get so carried away. It's so pretty and I get so carried away, and then all of a sudden it's so dramatic, but I love this. And you know what I like? I like that even though I picked this more purpley one, this dark blue made this into a blue smoky eye. So I love that you can go so many different routes with this. Like I said before, these shadows go together and you can manipulate them to be purple, red, berry, blue, and I love that. I mean, this is very much a purple leaning blue, but it is almost blue. It is, I mean, it's a dark midnight purple-ish, but it is very blue leaning in this one. And just remember how berry I was able to make those reds. I love being able to manipulate like adjacent colors so that you can have different fun color combos. Okay, this is so dramatic. I love that I'm having my vaccine like this. Okay, we're gonna do Versailles, which is this one here. And see, this is when we start manipulating is not the right word. I'm gonna take a flat brush. Do you see this? Flat brush that's really small, that's also not clean. Let's actually make that clean, shall we? This is from the Amethyst set by Nabla. It's a really nice brush set. This small one and Versailles, and I'm gonna spray it so that I can be super precise, I'm gonna really coat this brush in this Versailles color. You can't see anything because it's dark and the brush is dark and I'm showing you nothing. Very helpful, Angie. Thank you for making this tutorial. But I'm spraying it and I'm putting that out here. This is when the halo effect comes in. I'm taking that on the outer half. Oh, look at that color! That color? Deep royal blue, super sparkle metallic. You could literally, I'm just gonna, oh yeah, here's the little brush. You could literally just do this color all over the lid and call it a day, and that will be, oh, when you manipulate metallic shades, they do get fallout. That's why I spray them. But you can put this all over the lid, have the most sexy smoky eye for a night out, and that's it. Wow, that is so pretty. Okay, loading up the brush again, and now I'm putting that in the inner part. And it's so much easier to blend metallics into each other. So this is such an easier way to do a halo eye. Because now we have them on each side, and you see I've left a little bit in the middle. I'm gonna clean this one off and I'm gonna do the Louvre, which is the white. Now you can see, and I'm gonna spray that. And I'm gonna put that in the middle. Pressing it in and dragging a little bit just to mix this. And do you see how beautiful that halo effect is? Because shimmers are so easy to blend into each other. It doesn't require a lot of work. It just, you know when beauty gurus say, oh, it blends itself. I know, I hate it too, and I'm sure I've said it, but shimmers really do blend themselves. I'm gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna push on the edges to make sure that all of these little sparkles are either blended or removed. I think I might actually do a little bit of this Louvre in the inner corner as well. Sometimes I do inner corner highlights when I do these kind of halo eyes, and sometimes I don't. This is such an awkward brush to use because it's flat, but I think that this will actually just do a light here. That is, I mean, I shouldn't maybe toot my own horn like this and be like, this is so amazing, but honestly, this eye look is goals. Okay, the look is all finished. I love this. I use the Prance. This is my favorite of all time. I don't know. It's discontinued and then it's brought back and then it's discontinued. I don't know, but it's been my favorite liner for years at this point. 3-4 years. I actually even bought a backup. That is my dog in the background. It's an amazing liner. If you see it in stock at Colourpop, I 1,000,000% recommend. Not all of these are created equal, but this one is wonderful. Okay, what do I think about this palette? I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Obviously, I'm gonna have to try it a bit more. I haven't used all of the shades. I'm gonna have to use it a bit more. I'm gonna have to see like how I can manipulate these different colors with each other and see how they look together, but it just has so many nice undertones. It's so dark and sexy and almost gothy, but still very like, yeah, evening appropriate, like this picture here. I adore it. I feel like this has the potential of being my new favorite BH Cosmetics palette. And I don't say that lightly because I love my blueberry muffin, but I feel like this has the potential. I just need to use it a bit more because this one is very tried and true. I've used this quite a lot, not only on my channel and on my Instagram, but just all over. I've used it a lot, but I feel like this has the potential of taking the crown. Don't say that lightly. If you like this color story, if you like palettes that you can go either light or deep with, palettes that you can go both neutral and colorful, and if you like these kind of purpley, reddish, berry tones, I do recommend this one. Don't sleep on this palette. Like I said, it will be linked down below. I love how I look. I think this looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe because like I said, I will have the party in Puerto Rico. with the plastic apparently. This one is coming up. It's not gonna be the next video, but it's coming. It's coming next week, I promise. And I am very much looking forward to this as well because I love orange eyeshadow. I love orange eyeshadow as well. So very much looking forward to this one. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with this pot. I'm gonna do 2 looks, swatches, and some thoughts. So yeah, subscribe to see that, and I will see you tomorrow for my new makeup releases. Bye!